It's July 10 and I'm still at Manning Park, and today I am doing the Poland Lake Trail, and there's conflicting reports about how long it is. So I'll let you know at the end how long I hiked. Anyway, it's pretty wet right now. It rained last night, but it's supposed to be nice today, so counting on it. But I'm sure I'll get wet. Well, this has turned into an old road now, so not so wet. This is what I like on a trail, is when you get the steep part at the very beginning. Get it over with, hopefully. This trail, horses and bikes are allowed on it as well. Maybe that's why it's such a nice trail right now. There are oodles of options of hikes in Manning Park, but I knew I wanted to do the Poland Lake Trail because I'm part Polish. So that's awesome. Okay, so that's the ski hill area. Finally a sign. I've been having to guess a lot of the way which way to go. I didn't film much because it was pretty much straight up the mountain. So that's 4 kilometers straight up, and now it seems to have leveled off, so hopefully it's nice from here on out. I heard a sermon from Ty Gibson that was so amazing that I even took notes about it because I want to share it with you guys. Oh, you gotta leave your horses here. No more horse riding up here. Now this is pretty. Nice. This is a very nice camping spot. Wow. Well, the brochure was right. It is 8 kilometers to get here, and it took me exactly 3 hours. And that's hiking up some steep trails too. So I'm pretty proud of myself. The bear bin and a falling down outhouse. But I really like this spot. It's nice and open with the beautiful lake. You kind of have to walk through muck though. There's a bumper sticker that says, "Every day people are leaving church and finding God." A poll was done in the US, and it found that 8 out of 10 people have no interest in religion. But that same poll found out that 8 out of 10 people have an interest in God. So that's so encouraging for me. That's why I'm doing these hikes, to hopefully introduce people to God and to Jesus. I'm as close to being an atheist as you can get and still believe in God. When somebody tells you that they're an atheist, say to them, "Tell me about the God that you don't believe in." They're gonna say, "Yeah, you Christians, when somebody dies, you preach them straight into heaven, even if they've been bad. How is that a fair God?" And I'll say to them, "You're right, I do not believe in that kind of God." Or even worse, how about a God that tortures people in hell forever and ever and ever? And I would say, "Yep, I do not believe in a God like that either." They will also say, "If your God is all-powerful, why doesn't he step in? Why does he allow women to get raped and children to be molested and murders and racism and all the atrocities that go on? Why does your God allow that?" Another thing an atheist might say is that God predetermines who's going to be saved and who's going to be lost. So how is that fair? And I will agree with everything that the atheist says, because I don't believe in a God like that either. The lucky skiers who get to see a waterfall while they're skiing. Or I wonder if it freezes up in the winter. It's lunchtime. I have some naan and some veggies and olives to put in my naan, and some chips and an apple. I do real well. Things just taste better in the wilderness. Well, that was an amazing lunch break, right by a stream and inspiring views. Couldn't get much better than that. There are 4 different worldviews. Of the 7+ billion people in this world, they believe one of 4 ways. The first is the one we've talked about already, atheism. There's scientific atheism and protest atheism, and they come out of the French Revolution. If you believe in a God like that, then there's no way I'm going to believe in that kind of a God. So that's atheism, and it's also like the survival of the fittest mentality. The second worldview is pantheism, which is New Age, reincarnation, blending in with the cosmos, deal with suffering by nirvana. The third worldview is deterministic theism, and that is all power, sovereignty, control, like God controls everything in the world. The final worldview is benevolent theism. This is where God is a God of love, and because of his love, our world became into existence, so that we can love also as free moral agents. The capacity to love is directly related to freedom, but with freedom there is risk, because people may choose not to love. God created this world to love, which equals freedom. But because of that freedom, he now has a great controversy on his hands, because Satan rebelled, and now our world has rebelled. But if God forced everyone to love him, then it wouldn't be true love. That's why he has to step back and let things play out. Sadly, we're caught in the middle of it. We are caught in a war between God and Satan, but someday God is going to finally say enough is enough, and Satan will be destroyed forever, and then we will live happily ever after. And I can hardly wait. I saw 14 people on the trail, and the majority of them were going to camp at the lake. Well, I must admit, going to the lake, I was not very impressed with this trail. You're walking on a road, and that's no fun, unless, of course, if you're walking with a friend, then you can walk side by side. But road walking isn't my thing. And most of the way, it seemed like I was walking in the trees, and hardly any views. And the views that you did get were of a ski hill in the foreground, so that wasn't too impressive. But coming back, I've softened, and I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I guess I would recommend doing it, but I will never do it again. But there are some nice mountain views, and the lake was impressive. And the weather was perfect for me, and the bugs were only mildly annoying. So that was a bonus. And there's lots of water on the trail, so you don't have to bring extra water. But yeah, not overly impressed. There are other hikes in Manning that I would highly recommend before this one. Oh, and the reviews were that it was going to be a ridge walk. There was no ridge walk. If walking along the side of a mountain is called a ridge, it's not in my books anyway. To me, a ridge walking is along the spine of the mountain, the top of the mountain. So I was very disappointed because there was no ridge walking. But it's true, it is a 16-kilometer return trip. So if you believe in a God that tortures people forever in hell, and if you believe in a God that determines who goes where and when and how and micromanages everything, then yeah, I would be an atheist as well. However, I believe in a God of love, and with his love, he gives us freedom to choose whether we want to love him back. So that's my question to you. Do you want to love God, or do you not want to love God? Those are basically your two options. Those are your two options. You don't have any other options, actually. One will be very rewarding, and it is very rewarding to love God and serve him. And the other one, yeah, you'll just have to find out what happens to you. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your worldview is, and I will see you in my next epic excursion. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace.
Have you seen my sister in the throngs of this dark world below? She is lost, Lord, and can't find her way. that your spirit will reach them in time, that they trust in your love and forgiveness, and know what it means to